Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today, I'm gonna show you over here a training that we did with a head writer of Passionate Income newsletter, okay? And we did like a live webinar exclusively to my newsletter. And on this specific one, I don't know exactly how many people joined, but I think we had around 100 attendees. And we just talked about Instagram, just simple stuff of Instagram, went deeper into it. So it's more like a beginner's guide over here, but it's really insightful. And we actually were surprised that so many people stayed till the end. Like if like 50 people would join, at the end we would have like 46 people, okay? And the webinar is like an hour long, right? And we would get a bunch of questions. People found it interesting. And then after the webinar, I actually hopped on a call with a few people from that webinar, and they were like, oh my God, this is great. I loved it. You know, I'm really thankful for it. So now I'm gonna turn into the webinar. And if you have any questions, anything like that, leave them down below in the comments. I'll try to answer all of them. You can reach out to me on my Instagram, obviously, at owner Arnas. Check that out.
Yo, guys, what is going on here? Chris, everyone, looking at the attendee list. Welcome to the 2,000 per month and 2 hours per day side hustle training. Going to give about 90 seconds for kind of the scragglers to show up. See that we've already got 43 people here. This was by far the most people we've ever had registered for a training. I think you guys are going to like this. We've done some similar trainings before, and most people stick around until the end, which is kind of like the measuring stick we use to identify if people are getting value out of this or not. So I do think we're going to have an awesome training today. Daryl, Rodney, Rip, Scott, Jas, Christian, I don't know what that is, Michael, Julia, David, Eduardo, Amanda. Oh, I skipped some people. We're going to be here forever if I read off everybody's name. If you guys want to type into the chat where you're from, just so we can have a little idea of the time zones and the geography where you guys are. It's a little hot in here, so I'm going to go point my fan at myself, and we'll get started in about 60 or 90 seconds. We will be doing, Go said, is this live? Yes, this is live. It is currently 2:02 p.m. Eastern on Thursday, April 25th. We always get questions, people asking us if this is recorded or if this is AI. No, this is definitely live. Texas, Florida, Montreal, Mexico. Yeah, David, I'm currently in Mexico City right now. Arnas and I were here together from Belgium, but based in Mexico. Yeah.
Nice.
San Diego, nice. Florida, Pakistan, awesome, cool. Hi from Spain. Yeah, Arnas is from Spain. I'm gonna go point that fan over here really quick.
Yeah, I just came from Spain to visit my parents in Eastern Europe. Pretty cool. Austin, Saudi Arabia. That's nice. Hi, David. New York.
Nashville, awesome. Yeah, 12:02. So, guys, we will be doing a Q&A at the end. Our goal is to get there by around like the 40, 45-minute mark max. If you have any questions, you can type them into the regular chat, or there's actually a separate Q&A tab. Also, we can't, I see that Zahid and Usman asked to speak. We can't bring you guys live up on the presentation because if we do, it kicks one of us off. But we will be answering your questions in the Q&A at the end. We've hit the 3-minute mark, so why don't we get going here? My name is Chris Laub. I am a copywriter and marketing consultant, done a lot of work with Shark Tank winners, Inc. 500, and 2 Comma Club winners. This is Arnas. He is the founder of Passionate Income. If you guys read the newsletter issues, the email newsletter issues, I'm the one who writes those. If you guys follow the Passionate Income Instagram page, Arnas is the one who manages that and the one who founded that. Kathy, yes, this will be recorded, although there are some incentives to stay on live until the end. So welcome to the 2,000 per month in 2 hours per day side hustle training. In a second, we're going to reveal what the specific business model is that we're going to be talking about, what the specific side hustle is. As I already mentioned, we are going to have a Q&A at the end. And as you guys likely know, there is usually an offer at the end of these webinars. There is going to be one today. We are not a nonprofit. We are not subsidized by the government. We do run a business, but the offer is very affordable. It's only $247. So you guys can kind of relax. Yes, there's a pitch coming. Now you know how much it costs. Just relax. If you're not interested, that's totally fine. Like I said, most people have stayed until the end. So we do believe that a lot of people are getting value out of this. So with that said, Arnas, do you want to spend about 60 or 90 seconds telling your story of how you discovered this specific business model?
Yeah, definitely. So, everyone, my name is Arnas. I'm 21 years old right now. Started this business pretty early. Actually, 3.5 years ago, I started Passionate Income. And I've been traveling the world pretty much full time for the past 2 years, enjoying my time. And I've been bringing home from anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000 a month, every single month, consistently from Instagram alone, from the side hustle we're going to talk about today. And yeah, over the years, I worked with very cool people. I met a lot of cool people. And I worked with brands just like Morning Brew, The Hustle, People, Public, and many others you've probably heard of. So that's kind of how I started. And I started just by seeing a bunch of people posting videos online, and I didn't want to show my face at all. So I thought, why don't I just create a faceless brand, and I'll have the same kind of leverage that people who are filming themselves in front of the camera have. So that's a little bit about me.
Cool. So guys, what we're going to be talking about here today is Instagram faceless pages. And if you're not sure what that is, I'm just going to do a quick screen share to show the Passionate Income page, which is Arnas's page. You can see here it's got over 1 million followers. And if you don't know what a faceless Instagram page is, this is it. It is a page that is not connected to a personal brand. It is more like a traditional brand where there's not a guru who's making all the videos. You can see here the content is anonymous. It's not really clear who the business owner or the person behind the page is. And in this case, it is Arnas, who is here on the webinar with us. So that's what we're going to be talking about as the actual model here today. And wanted to explain why this is such a great opportunity. If we look at the different types of side hustles that are out there, there's e-commerce, there's freelancing, there's all these different things. But it's our opinion that this is one of the best models for a side hustle. And one of the big reasons for that is because it's nowhere near as saturated or competitive as freelancing. I just saw a statistic, there's 70 million adults in the US trying to freelance, but only 300,000 businesses that make over $1 million per year. So you can kind of run the math, like 70 million, and they're not necessarily freelancing full time, but 70 million people trying to go after 300,000 businesses. The math just doesn't add up. And that's not even including all of the English-speaking freelancers in Canada, in Australia, even places like Pakistan and India, et cetera. Number two, there's only 3 moving pieces to this entire business model, and one of them you can do in 60 seconds per day. And that's not an exaggeration, as you'll see when we get to the content. The second thing is that you can literally run this in 1 to 2 hours per day. That was kind of the hook for this entire training, 2,000 per month in 2 hours per day. Now, I use that because it's catchy, but as you're going to see throughout the rest of this training, it's also true. That's not an exaggeration. And the last kind of advantage with this model is that you don't have to build a personal brand. You don't have to get on camera filming TikToks, doing webinars like this one, pretending to be some kind of an expert or guru. You can literally stay behind the scenes and run this like from your mom's basement if you want. Arnas, anything else you want to say about the opportunity?
Yeah, definitely. I could add in my head like three points. So first of all, you can do this anywhere in the world, like literally anywhere where you can have your phone and Instagram turned on. It works. I don't know, maybe it works on Mars if they have like Wi-Fi connection there, but basically if you can have Instagram on your phone, you can do it in that location, right? And the second point kind of ties into it is like, you already know how to use Instagram. It's not like a new platform which you need to, learn, and it's like a complex software where like you don't know where to press a button. Like we all use Instagram, right? We know how to like press a like, send it to our friends or whatever, copy a link or upload a post. It's a very simple platform which everyone uses, everyone knows how to use, and it's not rocket science to kind of turn on Instagram on your phone. And the third point would be like, as Chris, you mentioned, like you don't need to be the guru. What I like to say is you don't need to have your own product. Like you don't need to build products to make money from this. Usually you'll make money from sponsorships or like working with different brands. Okay. So while you can create a product, you don't need to make money, which is a huge advantage here.
Yeah. So guys, we're about to get into the meat of the training. Are you guys excited to hear how this side hustle can make $2,000 per month in 2 hours per day? If you are excited to hear that, type in number 2 into the chat. And as I mentioned, this isn't just a copywriting hook. We're actually going to be showing you the math, showing how you can make $2,000 per month without having to have millions of followers. And we're going to show you how you can do that in just 2 hours per day. So if you want to see that, type 2 into the chat. Yeah, cool. Layla, Amanda, Rodney, Eduardo, Jill, David. Cool. So there are 4 moving pieces to this business. And I like to say that there's only 3 because one of them you only have to do once. So the 4 kind of main areas where people get tripped up or have problems is number 1, choosing a niche. What kind of topic do you want to create content around? Number 2 is actually creating the content itself. Number 3 is growing your page and getting followers, which is, I think, where most people have a lot of doubts. It's that getting followers, because maybe you've tried with your personal page and it's been hard to get new followers. So we're going to talk about that. And then number 4 is actually making money. How do you make money from these faceless pages? So we're going to discuss all of these. And Arnas, do you want to start off addressing that first point about choosing a niche?
Yeah, so definitely. First of all, what you have to consider is you have to kind of think upfront about monetization and ask yourself what kinds of businesses will want to advertise to your audience, right? So there are so many different niches you can choose, but only some of them are actually worth your time, right? So think upfront what kind of business will want to like buy ads from you, literally. Because like companies don't want to buy advertisements from like huge generic audiences unless it's like a Super Bowl. Like they don't really want to buy a big huge generic audience on like a meme page, right? What advertisers are looking for is they want to advertise to like a tightly defined niche audience. Okay, so some of these big niches could be like health, wealth, fashion, beauty, pets, and so on. There are so many niches you can go into, but it's super important, again, to think upfront, like how are you actually going to attract advertisers? And is your niche good enough to actually so people pay for it, right? And also, like, a lot of people have hobbies, and they think like, oh, I'll start a page in something I'm very passionate about, and they choose something like surfing, right? But in surfing, there's not a lot of money, unfortunately, as like a theme page. But what you want to do essentially is you should find something where like your passion and interest and profit potential overlaps. So it's like you're not doing something you're completely like bored about, but at the same time, like you can make money from it. Hopefully that makes sense.
Yeah, guys, sorry. Somebody was having an issue with the broadcast. I don't know if it's everybody else or just him, but yeah, Chris, maybe hit refresh. So guys, let me ask you a question. I want to share an analogy to really drive this point home, and I want you to type this into the chat. Would you rather have 100,000 followers or 10 million followers? And type your answers into the chat. This is not a hypothetical. I'm really curious to see what most people say here. 100,000 followers or 10 million? I'm going to share a little example to highlight why the answer might not necessarily be exactly what you think. And there might be a slight delay, so I don't want to wait too long for these chats to come through. 10 million, Mike's saying 100,000, James saying 100,000. Okay, Chris was able to refresh and get back in. Millions, 10 million, Amanda, 100,000, 10 million. So the reason I asked you guys this is I want to show you with some basic math. If you have 10 million followers, but the majority of them are broke, and let's say they only have like $100 net worth. I mean, there's studies out there that have shown that even the average American doesn't even have $500 in savings for an emergency. So doing some very basic math, if you have 10 million followers, but they only have $100 net worth, that's essentially $1 billion of spending potential. But if you only have 100,000 followers, literally 1% of the 10 million, but they have $1 million net worth, that's $100 billion of spending power. So with like 1/100th of the audience size, they have 100 times as much spending power, literally like a 10,000% differential. So the reason I say that is because with these faceless pages, you want to think of it as building a TV channel. You know, if we think about a lot of these meme pages that you see on Instagram, like I love meme pages, I follow a ton of them. But the audience is just extremely diverse. Basically, like anybody who is an English speaker could be following a meme page. You know, you're gonna have people like third world countries, and no offense if you're from a third world country, but just statistically speaking, people from those kind of countries don't have the spending power that, you know, a high net worth earner in a first world country is going to have. Whereas if you look at a TV channel like CNBC that's highly focused on investing, or a TV show like Squawk Box, they're not going to have that many people who tune in to watch that TV channel every day. But those small number of people who do tune in, there are entrepreneurs, hedge fund managers, venture capitalists, investors. They have a high net worth. So even though they have a much smaller number of people who watch their shows, that audience has a dramatically higher disposable income. And because of that, businesses are willing to spend dramatically more money to advertise to those people than they're going to be willing to spend on something like a daytime TV soap opera or something like Jerry Springer. So choosing a niche is extremely important, because what we're talking about here is building a mini media empire. With a faceless channel, you are essentially with a faceless page, you're operating like a TV channel. You know, TV channels put out content, shows and series and movies to attract a specific audience, and then they go to businesses and say, "Hey, you know, we have 1 million parents between the age of 30 and 45 who have this income and live in this area, and do you guys want to advertise to them?" So you're essentially doing the same thing here with a faceless page. You're aggregating a group of people and allowing businesses to come in and advertise to them. So you really want to think twice about what niche you choose and what, you know, kind of content you're creating, because that's going to affect the people that follow you, and the people that follow you determine how much money you're going to be able to make selling sponsorships, doing affiliate promotions, etc. So Arnas, point number 2 about creating content. You know, obviously most everybody here has experience posting stories and posting reels, but there's a difference when you're doing this from a business perspective. So do you want to share a little bit about how creating content for a faceless page works?
Yeah, definitely. It's like one of the hardest things for people who are just starting off, because they have no idea. They're like, what do I do? How can I be original? There are like so many of these pages, like I don't know where to start. So take it easy and I'll tell you exactly what you need to do. So first of all, you don't have to come up with any content ideas at all. Okay? It's like completely, like it's not your job. Okay? All you want to do, 100% of your focus is just trend jacking, you know, and that's it. Like you trend jack, find what's already going extremely viral, and then you do the same thing just with your own switch. Okay, you switch up the content. Obviously you don't want to blatantly steal anyone's content, but you find something that's trending right now and you hop onto trend and you gain followers from it, right? Sounds very simple. You know, it's not as simple, but that's essentially it. All you need to do is find good content already out there. what I would suggest doing is like a little hack. And if you're watching this and you're taking notes, definitely take notes on this one. What you want to do is basically create new social media accounts, okay, on many different platforms like TikTok, Instagram, Twitter or X, Reddit, YouTube. And as you already know your niche perfectly, try to consume as much content from that niche and interact with it. What will happen is the algorithm, the next time you go onto that platform, will actually feed you already proven ideas and proven concepts. Okay. So the algorithms won't show you something that's not working, Like if you're a consumer of that niche's content, the algorithm will show you what they can offer best, right, in that niche. So as soon as you open your Instagram, you just get a bunch of options of like videos that are going viral currently, and you can kind of take the idea of that video, right? Another thing I like to do is actually look at high virality news on relevant media outlets. Okay, so a lot of these media sites have like a trending section, and the way they do it is they just like have headlines, right? And they see how many people click that headline. And when a headline gets enough clicks, it goes to like the trending section. And you can just go to the trending section, take the idea of the story, and make a post on like a simple software like Canva. So all you want to do is have two softwares. It's Canva and CapCut. CapCut is for video. Canva is for like pictures and graphic design. So for example, you took something from a media outlet and you already know the whole story. You already know what headline works. All you do is you go to Canva and turn that into like a picture, into a graphic post. And with CapCut, all you need to do is like go on TikTok or on Instagram, find a video that's working well. You don't want to blatantly steal it, but you download that video, you add your own captions, you cut it up in your own way, and you have like an original video, right? Basically, that's how it works.
Yeah, guys. So really want to drive home a point here that when you're creating content for a personal brand, you're constantly having to come up with ideas. You're trying to talk about your niche, you're trying to talk about your solution. This is very different. With a faceless page, you are not coming up with your own content ideas. All you're doing is looking at what's working and trying to jump on the trend as fast as possible. So to give you a really concrete example that happened yesterday, yesterday it came out in some financial outlets that Joe Biden, and not to make this political, this is just an example that happened yesterday, was that Joe Biden created some like proposal or something that he wanted to raise the capital gains tax rate to 44.6%, and then also raise one of the other tax rates to like 25%. So this was highly controversial, and it came out on a lot of like the financial media pages, and it went totally viral because a lot of people have really strong opinions. Oh yeah, he wanted to do 25% on unrealized gains. Now, if you don't really know a whole lot about investing, you might have like no idea what we're talking about, but that's an extremely controversial subject. So these pages, kind of in like the finance and money niche, they all hopped on the trend really fast. And I noticed that like the first couple pages that posted this really went viral. I think one of them had like 11,500 comments or something. So that's what we're talking about doing here. You're just trying to stay on top of the news, take something that's already going viral and repost it as fast as possible. Now, when I say repost, I don't mean literally like repost another page's content. What we're talking about here is doing what you see on Passionate Income. So let me share this page again. It's taking, if you look at like the Passionate Income graphic design, he uses black and yellow and white. So you could basically like do a stock photography picture of Joe Biden. He's got kind of the logo in the middle here on this post. And then he would just have the text right here that says Joe Biden proposes 44.6% capital gains rate and 25% on unrealized earns. And then you would have the caption here. And this caption is just the text on the right-hand side. And you can write this with ChatGPT, like it's cool if you did it on your own. you can do it with ChatGPT. Like, it really doesn't matter. But what's the caption just kind of drives home like the point of the text. So what we're getting at here is that you're not creating your own content. You know, if you use social media, you already know that these companies, their goal is to keep you on the platform as long as possible. So their algorithms are configured to push viral content in front of you. So what Arnas is talking about, like, you set up a burner account on Twitter, on TikTok, on Instagram. You go and like all the pages that are in your niche. You engage with all their content, and that algorithm is just going to automatically start to show you what's working. And then you basically just want to stay on top of the trend. Try to be one of the first pages to repost something. And that's how stuff goes viral. You're not trying to figure out what goes viral. You're taking what's already going viral and then reposting it on your page. So next is and yeah, I was going to say something, but I want to keep us moving here. So Arnas, do you want to get into the topic of, once somebody has chosen a niche and posting content, the big question mark is, how do I grow? How do I get followers? So do you want to touch on the process of actually growing the page once you've chosen the niche or starting to post content?
Yeah, definitely. So first of all, you want to post 3 reels a day. That's like the golden rule. And the reason is, there are 3 reasons for that. Basically, number 1, reels still have like a massive viral potential. Even though reels were introduced to Instagram like 3 or 4 years ago, they still can grow your page massively, like out of nowhere. And you can go extremely viral in a relatively quick time. Number 2 is, like, if you post reels on stories or whatever, videos on stories, stories only show to followers. That means only people who followed you already can see your stories. So if you have like 10 followers, you're only going to reach 10 people maximum with your story. Okay. And reason number 3 is, regular posts won't go viral until you actually hit like 50,000 followers. Usually that is the number where I tell people, okay, you can start to mix in some posts and gain followers like that. But by far, reels are the easiest way to grow quick, and you want to post 3 times a day. Okay. What you don't want to do is use any like follow for follow tactics, mass commenting, mass, following and DMing people, using like automated bots or whatever, where like you kind of get real followers, but in reality, they're just following you to get like, I don't know, a reward or something. You don't want to do any of that. It's extremely simple. Just post 3 reels a day. Okay. And the way to think about reels is, it doesn't come like at you right away. Okay. So I get a lot of new students who come in, they learn everything. They start posting, and after they posted like 2 or 3 posts, they're like, oh my God, I'm not going viral. Like, what's going on? Right. The reason is, it works kind of like a bamboo tree growth. Okay. So while you're posting on Instagram every single time, like on a surface level, you don't see anything. But in the back end, with Instagram, you're building trust and you're building a library of content. Okay. And I'll explain in a second why it's extremely important to have that. So probably first like 20, 30, or even 50 posts won't reach millions of people, right? It's like, that's how Instagram algorithm is. But you're actually like growing, not on a surface level, but behind the scenes. It's not visible, but you're actually growing in the eyes of Instagram. Okay. And what happens is, there's like a switch that happens, or a flip, allowing you to grow exponentially like crazy. So what happens, for example, you uploaded 50 posts, you upload the 51st one, and you see that the 51st one kind of does a little bit better than others, but there's not much change there. Okay. So you keep posting, but you still see that 51st post keeps getting engagement and keeps getting views. And essentially after a week or so, that video just explodes and goes viral. What happens then is, when that video goes viral, all the 50 posts you posted before, like I said, like a bamboo analogy, right? You are growing in the background. So what happens when one video goes viral? All of the previous videos start going viral also with that video. So imagine you get like 50 videos at the same time going viral, and that's how people actually grow on Instagram very quick. And I know a lot of people say like, oh, like I've been doing this for 2 months, or 3 months, and I only gained 10,000 followers, but I already see their page starts to go viral, and it can take them like 90 days to go to 10,000 followers, but like 7 more days to hit 20,000 followers, and then 7 more days to hit 50,000 followers. I've seen it over and over and over again. So it's a pretty interesting concept.
Yeah, what you guys have to understand, in business, the hardest part of success is just pushing past that beginning phase when you're not seeing any results. And this applies to every business model. If you're offering a service like a freelance, you're out there applying to jobs, you're sending cold emails, nobody's responding, you're getting rejected on sales calls. This is where most people struggle. And the same concept applies here. It can be mentally difficult to work on something every day for 3 months and not see a lot of results. But one thing you have to understand about these big tech platforms is that they have safeguards in place that the general public doesn't understand. So my first job out of college was working at a search engine marketing agency in Los Angeles in 2007. And back then, there were a lot of spammers on Google who were like buying links and doing like this automated software and all this crazy stuff to get websites to the top of Google, because there's a lot of money to be made. Like if you can get a website to the top of Google for a high volume keyword that gets a lot of searches, you can make a lot of money. But the thing was, they were pushing a lot of really low quality websites that had like spammy affiliate links, casino links, Viagra, etc. So Google realized this, and Google understood that their value as a platform was the user experience. Like if you start going to Google and you're getting hacked, you're getting spam links, all this stuff, people are going to stop going to Google. So what they did over time, they put what's called the Google Sandbox in place. And the Google Sandbox is basically a penalty on brand new websites where it doesn't matter if you're doing everything right, they are not going to rank you at the top of Google until after 12 months. And that's why we use the bamboo analogy. If you know anything about bamboo, you know that it grows under the surface for months and it looks like nothing is happening. But then once the roots finally get established, it just like shoots up extremely quickly. And I think bamboo can grow like a foot per day or like an inch per hour, something totally crazy. So Instagram and Facebook also have these safeguards in place. Now, why would they do that? Well, if they just start letting brand new pages go viral and reach like millions of people, that exposes their audience to multiple problems. That could expose them to, like I said, those like casino affiliate links, Viagra links, just people putting a bunch of spammy stuff out there. The second thing it could do is it could expose people to hacks. So people could like have an Instagram page go viral, but then in their bio link is a link to like some kind of ransomware or something like that. And the third thing it could do is it could expose people to propaganda. So we know that there are hackers in North Korea, China, Russia, whatever. And so I don't want to get political, but supposedly they're trying to manipulate elections and trying to spread propaganda, etc. So these big tech companies have safeguards in place to prevent brand new accounts and brand new pages from going viral. And that's why Arnas said that, like, we don't really know exactly what the criteria is for how many posts you have to put up, how much engagement you have to get, how many followers you have to get. But there is some kind of switch in the background where after you build enough trust and you do the right things for long enough, Instagram takes off the brakes and they start to let you go viral. So just kind of something you need to understand that in the beginning, you're probably not going to see a lot of success, even if you're doing all the right things, but there's a reason for that. So the last topic where people get tripped up is making money with this, the monetization. So Arnas, do you want to explain a little bit about how people actually make money with these pages?
Yeah, definitely. So first of all, I'd say there are 5 ways to monetize an Instagram faceless brand. All right. So number 1 is shout outs. Number 2 is affiliate marketing. Number 3 is sponsored links. Number 4 is B2B lead generation. And number 5, your own products. Okay. So shout outs and sponsored links are the easiest way to make money. Okay. The problem with that is it's the easiest way, but then you make the least money. Okay. The reason why is like brands buying shout outs from you or sponsored links or whatever, they invest money into marketing to obviously make money from you. So if they invest $10 and they don't get like $20 back in business, like they're not gonna keep buying. So they're gonna offer you something where like they're making $100, they're gonna offer you like 50 from that promotion. Hopefully that makes sense. Something like B2B lead generation and affiliate marketing pays way more, and you don't need to create your own product. So I think that's like a good middle ground when you're starting off and you kind of start making money. Affiliate marketing and B2B lead generation is like one of the best ways to get yourself into that, kind of selling products, but it's not your own product. And obviously, when you can and when you have the skill, you can, sell your own product. And it's the hardest, but it will also pay the most. This way, like you can do surveys and stuff like that, survey your audience and create a product just for them. So like out of a small audience, you can squeeze a lot pretty much.
Yeah, guys. So let me actually show you. I know it's easy to like talk about hypotheticals. Let me show you a faceless page that's actually making a ton of money without that many followers. So this is Coffee and Contracts here. They have 76,400 followers. And if you click on their bio link, it goes to an offer for templates. Now, these are for realtors, and it's like social media content for realtors. So people can pay $54 a month, realtors, and they essentially get templated content that they can use to promote themselves. This page here makes $30,000 a month with 76,400 followers. So I actually did the math on that. And basically, 1 out of every 153 followers that they have is signed up for their $54 or $59 a month membership. So when you run the math on that, if they have 1 out of every 153 people spending $60 a month, well, to get to 2,000 a month, if we do 2,000 divided by 60, that's like 33. So 33, and I promise this is going to be like the only math that we do here, but 33 times 153 is 5,049 followers. So if you were able to achieve like the same success, the same conversion rates that this page here has, you could make 2,000 a month with just 5,000 followers. It is not that hard to get to 5,000 followers. Like that is not a big deal. 500,000, a million followers. Yeah, that's going to take you a while. 5,000, not so much. So let's go over some other hypotheticals for getting to 2,000 a month. If you're doing B2B lead generation, which Arnas talked about, if you can self-generate just 40 leads at $50 cost per lead, that's $2,000 per month. If you can generate 100 leads at $20 cost per lead, that's $2,000 per month. If you can get 40 people to buy a $100 affiliate product, and that's $4,000 in sales, and you get a 50% commission on that, that's $2,000 per month. And if you decide to create your own thing, this company I just showed you is doing templates. If you decide to create some kind of template, some kind of Gumroad ebook, a prompt like Chat GPT prompt, a package of prompts, if you can get just 100 people to buy 20 of those at $20 each, or 100 people to buy $20 templates per month, that's $2,000 per month. So you don't have to have, kind of the point I'm getting here, I know it's a lot of math, but you don't have to have hundreds of thousands and millions of followers to get to $2,000 per month. It's really not that complicated here. So Arnas, do you want to kind of sum up the 4 steps that we've just talked about?
Yeah, so to summarize everything, first of all, what you want to do is, and it will only take you once, okay? You only need to do it one time. You need to choose a high profit niche. Then what you want to do is use trend jacking to identify what's proven to work and just repackage it and post it, 3 times a day. Okay, post 3 reels a day. And then when you start growing, all you do is you monetize, starting with shout outs and sponsored links, and work your way up to like affiliate marketing or even your own products.
Yeah, guys. So we promised to show you today how to make 2,000 per month from this side hustle in 2 hours per day. The 2 hours per day part comes from the fact that you don't have to create your own content. You just create these burner accounts on social media, let them show you what's already going viral, and then use Canva or CapCut to create the videos. You're just taking what's already working, repackaging it as your own, using templates, in Canva, in CapCut, and reposting it as your own. And as we just walked through multiple hypothetical examples where it's not that hard to hit 2,000 a month. We're talking about making 100 sales at $20 a piece, generating 40 leads at $50 cost per lead. So as I mentioned at the beginning of this training, we do have a program where we will walk you through all of these steps. And I understand that we've gone through a lot of this really quickly. We could do an entire webinar just on the content creation part. We could spend hours talking about the monetization part. We literally don't have time to go in depth into all of these different aspects. But if you are interested in potentially getting our help with this, as I mentioned earlier, we do have an offer for you. If you are not interested, you want to go try and figure this out on your own. Just want to make it clear that there are a lot of risks to doing this on your own. You run the risk of choosing a bad niche where there's not a lot of money to be made. You run the risk of spending weeks and months creating content, doing all this hard work, but not understanding what goes into viral posts. Maybe you have bad branding. Maybe when a business lands on your page that could potentially advertise with you, you don't really have that premium positioning. It doesn't look like a trustworthy page. So they decide not to go with you, which could lead to you not making as much money as you could. Maybe you don't know how to price a shout out bundle, or you don't even think about offering a bundle. One of the easiest ways to make money with this business model is instead of selling an individual shout out, you sell a package of 5 or 10 where you're going to run them over the coming month. So if you want to try to figure this out on your own, that's totally fine. But if you're interested in getting our help with this, we do have an offer for you. So I'm going to walk through that really quick. I'm going to show you some quick videos of students who've had success with Arnas's program. And then in about 4 or 5 minutes, we will get to the Q&A. Remember that we can't call you up on video. So if you have a question, be ready to type that into the chat. In fact, you can start typing those into the chat right now if you'd like. So just going to walk you through the program. This is a digital course with support in a Discord community. So the first module in the program is high profit niche selection. And I think we've made it clear why this is so important. You're essentially setting up a mini media empire, and the niche that you choose is going to have that's like the number one determining factor in how much money you're going to be able to make from this. The second module is 1 hour content creation. So this is where we talk about trend jacking, talk about using Canva, using CapCut. I don't know why I can't say that, but using these different models to get that content creation process down to 1 hour per day. Now, as I mentioned in the beginning, when you're first getting started, it is going to take you longer. This is a skill that you've probably never done before. But after you get the hang of it, I think Arnas has gotten his content creation down to like 5 minutes. Like, this really does not have to take that long once you understand what you're doing. Module number 3 is IG Algo Mastery. And really, like, this entire business model is predicated on understanding human behavior and how the algorithm works. And really, like, all of you watching this already know how to go viral because all of you are already acting as consumers. So if you think about, like, if you share reels with your husband or your best friend or one of your parents, you already understand this business model. You already understand what goes viral. You just kind of need to switch your mindset where instead of just like sharing stuff and bookmarking stuff and commenting on posts, you look at why. Why did I share this? Why did I bookmark this? And kind of reverse engineer the psychology that went into it. But if you guys are active on social media, you already know what goes viral. Number 4, monetize like magic. This is where we walk you through the different monetization aspects, affiliate marketing, selling shout outs, all this different stuff, helping you make money with your page, how to create a rate sheet, how to price shout out bundles, etc. Number 5 is rapid growth hacks. We're not really big on like hacks and shortcuts. We're much more focused on just doing the right things consistently until you finally start to go viral. But there are some hacks and there are some little things you can do to expedite the growth process. And then number 6 is hashtag hacking. And this is really important. You know, all of the biggest pages use hashtags, and you kind of have to understand that hashtags have competitive levels, where there are some like FYP on TikTok. There's literally billions of posts with using that. If you're a brand new page, you're probably not going to rank very well for that hashtag. So you kind of have to understand, like, relative to how many followers that you have and how much engagement you're getting, start with the less competitive hashtags. And then as your page starts to get traction, build up to like medium competitiveness and then high competitive and then like ultra high, because the more engagement that you're getting, the higher the likelihood of you ranking for a particular hashtag. Now, on top of that, we do have multiple bonuses. And the first one is lifetime support in the Discord community. So this is not some like $3,000 coaching program where we're doing live calls like multiple times per week. As I mentioned at the beginning of the training, this is very affordable, but we do want to support you in your journey. So we are going to give you lifetime access to a Discord channel where Arnas is in there, I'm in there, his other students who've had success with this model are in there, and they are able to answer your questions. The number 2 bonus that I just recorded a couple weeks ago and is really awesome is AI content creation hacks. So in this, I basically show you how to use different software to create audio, to create video, to do like image templates, and it just makes the content creation process much faster. You know, I'm showing you how to like record an audio on your phone, upload it to an AI program, and then have it do a voiceover. So like, if you don't like your voice, you know, we're not going to be showing your face ever, but if you don't like your voice, you can still do like literally record an audio in 60 seconds, upload it to one of these programs, and then have it do like one of these really cool voiceovers. The next bonus that everybody is going to get access to is a one-on-one profile and niche review with Arnas himself on the phone. So when you decide on your niche, you decide on your branding, your color palette, maybe like that logo or profile pic. Arnas is going to get on the phone with you and kind of say like, hey, this looks good. Hey, I wouldn't really choose that niche because there's not that much profit potential. Hey, I think you should choose a different color palette to kind of match like the vibe or the branding in this niche. And this is basically a safeguard to make sure that you don't waste time with bad branding that's not going to inspire trust, not going to inspire businesses to want to sign up with you, a safeguard to make sure that you don't pick a bad niche where there's not a lot of profit potential. So everybody who signs up for this will get that one-on-one phone call with Arnas. Now, we do have a fast action bonus for those of you who showed up live. And this is kind of our way of saying thank you for staying until the end. Like, I think we have 65 people on at the start, and we have about 60 here right now. That's like a record. That is amazing. So as a thank you, we typically have about like one out of every 5 people, about 20% who are still on the webinar right now, sign up. So we've got about 58 people here. I think we can do this for the first 10, but for the first 10 of you who sign up, we're going to give you a 6-hour mastermind recording of a live event that people paid $500 to attend. Now, if you show up, in a second, we're going to give you the link to actually sign up. But as you will see at the bottom of that page, we normally charge $79 for this. And there's actually a button that you can click to get access to this bonus. But for the first 10 of you who sign up, we're going to give you this for free. So we do have a money back guarantee. This is just a little graphic with everything that's included. But we do have a 14-day money back guarantee. So you can come in, you can access the entire course, you can do the call with Arnas, you can get in the Discord group. And if you're not satisfied, we do have a 14-day no questions asked money back guarantee. Just have to shoot us an email. So the link for that is on, if you're on a desktop, that is on the right-hand side. If you're on mobile, it should be appearing under the video or whatever. And if you click through to that page, I'll actually do a screen share right now. As you will see, this is the sign up page here, $247, 14-day guarantee. If you go down to the bottom, there's normally a box that you can check for the 6-hour social media workshop recording. This is, like I said, 6-hour recording, talk about people who are running 4 million followers between all their different pages and how they make money with this business model. This is normally $79, but for the first 10 of you who sign up, you will get access to this for free. You do not have to check that box. So that link is on the right-hand side, and we will open this up for Q&A now. So let me go to the chat. Just going to answer the most recent. Can you email the offer details to the group? Yes, that will be going out after the presentation, Scott. I'm going to go back to the top. Looking at what some of the questions are here. What's the name of the video app? Yeah, CapCut. Oh, yeah, Arnas already answered. Speaking of downloading TikToks, why is IG better than TikTok? So this is kind of like a subjective judgment. And somebody just signed up. Let's see, who was that? Lewis got the first spot for the free $79 bonus. Lewis, awesome. Glad to have you in here. So
we have 9 more left, right?
Yeah, 9 spots left. We'll kind of be checking our emails and announcing the countdown on those spots. So the reason why IG is better is subjective. But one thing you have to understand is that followers are not created equal in terms of their disposable income and spending power. So people who've been doing this for a long time, there's kind of a hierarchy of like the most valuable followers. And generally speaking, a YouTube follower is more valuable than pretty much any other social media platform. And there are reasons for that. Kind of has to do with the fact that YouTube is long form video. So people spend a lot of time consuming that content. And in marketing, there's this idea that people have to spend 7 hours with you before they feel comfortable like buying something from you. So YouTube is the best platform for getting somebody through those 7 hours. And then it kind of goes down from there. Like LinkedIn followers can be really valuable because it's a B2B audience. A lot of them have high-level corporate jobs. They're executives, they're entrepreneurs. So LinkedIn can be valuable. And then it kind of goes down from there. And like there isn't a precise number, but TikTok is basically at the bottom. And the reason TikTok is at the bottom is because it's a lot of really young people who have very short attention spans and don't have a lot of disposable income. So if you look at like the type of person who's hanging out on TikTok relative to the type of person who's hanging out on LinkedIn, it's just night and day different. Like LinkedIn is a lot of millennials, a lot of Gen Xers who have high paying jobs. They have their own businesses. Whereas, no offense if you're a TikTok user, but TikTok is a lot of younger people who aren't that like students. They're not that established in their career. They don't have a lot of money to spend. So that's why we like to focus on this. We have had the second spot taken for Eduardo. So only 8 spots left on that. Anything else you want to say about Instagram versus TikTok, Arnas?
Yeah, definitely. Before I do, Scott asked, I'm sorry, did you say to select or not to select the 6-hour recording box? Don't select it. If you select it, you'll be charged. But first 10 people get it for free. Okay. So while I'm answering the questions, I'm actually accepting all the people and sending the invite emails on my phone. So Instagram also is way more valuable than TikTok because you can not only, post reels and get people to click the link or buy something from you or, monetize, but you also have things like DMs. Okay. So if you think about Instagram, people really like to communicate over Instagram. Basically Instagram is a huge messaging app, not only a social media platform. So what you can do when there's a chat feature on a social media platform is you can sell through chat. You can create a connection with your followers. Okay, so let's say someone asked, more information about whatever product you're selling. Now you have like a connection with them, so you can keep sending them like YouTube videos or trainings or whatever, just information they would find useful. And it's way easier to convert that person when you have like a track record of chatting with them. Also, don't forget that you have stories. Okay, so I know TikTok has stories, but it's like way different. Like no one watches stories on TikTok. You know, on Instagram, stories is like one of the main features. And I know a lot of people personally who are religiously uploading like 20 or 30 stories a day, and they make like crazy money out of stories alone. They don't even post like normal posts. So when you do have a following, you can make money from DMs, you can make money from stories, you can make money from reels, you can make money from posts, and you're not just stuck to like one way of making money, which is uploading short form videos, right?
Yeah, guys, and just really quick, Scott, we saw you sign up. So that third spot has been taken, 7 spots left, guys. So this is such a huge, Arnas just said something extremely important. So what you guys have to understand is that we're kind of giving you on this training, like the 101 kind of dumbed down version of how this business model works. There's so much stuff that you can do with this that we haven't talked about, especially as it relates to making money. And the DM strategy is so huge. Back in 2019, I did a $20,000 mastermind on how to sell high ticket services via DMs and email, like via text without having to get on the phone. And this is an advanced strategy, but there is so much stuff that you can do to sell high priced products and services via DMs. So we don't really have like the time to go into all these nuances and all these advanced strategies on the training. But yeah, if you think about it, like people don't really, I actually don't use TikTok, so I don't really know how it works. But I do know that like the DM feature and the ability to post links in stories, like yes, stories might not help you go viral, but they're really good as a conversion mechanism, as a call to action to drive people to, you know, that B2B lead gen, to an affiliate product, etc. So like the whole entire business model with like Faceless page on Instagram, in the beginning, all you're doing is posting reels because reels are how you go viral. Once you get to about 25,000 to 50,000 followers, then you can start to post like square posts in the feed, because those square posts have to get a pretty high amount of engagement before Instagram's going to start to show them to new people. And then in terms of making money, you can post stories with call to actions, because once you get to 10,000 followers, you can post a URL in your story. And that's like incredible for converting and making money. And then also posts for actually doing like sponsored posts and shout outs and whatnot. So yeah, that was a really good question. And actually some stuff that I never thought about there. Hassan, I see that you've requested to speak, but like I said, we can't pull you up live on camera because it would kick one of us off. So if you can just type your question into the chat.
I saw in the Q&A, Mike Panella asked a question, which is really good. What kind of software will we be required to use with your program, and what would be the approximate cost, please? Okay, so first of all, you can run this like totally for free. So Instagram is $0. You can download CapCut on your laptop for free, and you can use Canva free version. If you want to go like a level deeper, I really like Canva Pro. It just like, it's so good. It's worth, you know, I don't know what it costs right now. I think it's like anywhere between $7 and $12, whatever plan you get per month. So it's pretty affordable. CapCut has like a pro version, but I never had a need to get like a pro version on CapCut. And if you want to go a level even deeper, you can actually use like softwares for hashtags and stuff like that, and scheduling softwares. I do use one because like I have a large team and they have access to those softwares. So it usually costs like $12 a month for one account. And the more accounts you get, it like gets cheaper as you go. But essentially, like if you want to have all the tools that I have, you would probably spend around $25 a month on those softwares. But there's literally like no actual need to have them.
Yeah, guys, we try to avoid hype and making, you know, untrue promises in our emails. So if you remember the emails that I wrote, we talked about the fact that you can like build this for like $15 to $50 per month and hypothetically do it for free. You can definitely do this for free, but as is the case with most things in business, it will be a little bit easier if you can spend a little bit of money. So I just saw that Canva has Canva gives you free trials all the time. Like they give so many free trials that you could probably get 4 to 5 months of their free premium version. Just from like the random free, I think they have some kind of countdown where it's like, if you do a free trial and then you cancel it, if you wait about 45 or 60 days, they'll give you another free trial. I just saw that I got one. I think the paid service is $15 a month. And it is worth it. Like if you can afford it, it's definitely worth it. I think CapCut Pro, the good thing about that is they have a lot of AI features, and they also give you access to B-roll, stock video footage. So as I show in the AI content creation bonus, as Arnas talks about in the content, there are a lot of different ways. Like if you think about this process of repackaging what's already working, a lot of what you can do is just like, you find the topic. So the example I gave was that Biden wants to raise the capital gains rate to 44% and do 25% on unrealized gains. So in terms of repackaging that, you could do it with like a still image and some music, but you could also just do some B-roll of like some B-roll of the White House, some B-roll of President Biden, some B-roll of Wall Street, and then just do a text overlay. And like once you get the handle of using these programs, you could literally do that in 5 minutes. Like this content creation process does not need to take a long time. So you can do it for free, but your life will be a little bit easier if you can spend about $25 a month. Some of these AI programs can be a little pricey, and that's because the GPUs to run them are super expensive. I think if you want to do the AI programs that I talk about in the AI content creation bonus, could be like $20 to $40 per month. But like we said, you don't have to. You can literally do everything for free with like free Canva, free CapCut. We have had somebody else sign up, Amanda. So there are only 6.
Yeah, I just sent like an invitation email to Amanda. So we have 6 spots left. And I see Lewis and Scott already joined the community. So congratulations.
Yeah, if you guys sign up, Arnas is literally accepting people.
I'm on my phone right now.
Yeah, he's literally accepting people into the back end, the school membership portal, and the Discord group. So there are like no delays. You're going to get in literally immediately. We did have over, I think, 340 people sign up for this. So anybody who didn't show up live is going to get access to the replay. So we do expect all 10 of those spots to be taken. And remember, if you sign up, I just had a brain fart. What are we giving away for the free? Oh yeah, you get free access to that $79 bonus that people paid $500 for to attend live when they first recorded that. Mike asked, is there one-on-one support? So Mike, one of the bonuses is that you get that one-on-one call with Arnas to review your profile and review your niche before you take it live. And then after that, this is not some like $3,000 coaching program, but we do have the Discord community where you can ask questions, and generally speaking are going to get those answered like in the same day. If it's a weekend, it might take a little bit longer to get back to you, but generally speaking, going to get most of your questions answered on the same day.